Hi, and welcome to the Wealthbit walkthrough video. Now that you know a little bit about why we exist, let's look under the hood to see where the magic really happens, shall we? When you open your profile, you're presented with your full practice client dashboard, which gives you a high-level view of what's really going on with your clients from a retirement-ready perspective, from a highly unlikely to highly likely rating. On the right-hand side, you have your total assets under advice, assets under management, and of course, your total number of clients. The next tab is the Manage Clients section, where one of the first steps you'll take is to add a client. To make it as simple as possible to get the ball rolling, only some basic client information is required. A neat feature we've added is to send the client an email in order for them to do their own onboarding process, filling in their own data, eliminating the extra time spent doing admin with your client. When you go through their profiles with them, your time is then best spent sense checking and fine-tuning their data as opposed to data capturing. If you'd like to input the data with your client present, however, we've got you covered too. We start with the retirement planning portion during the onboarding process and input the relevant data for that specific client. Again, you can edit all this information as and when needed because things change on a dime and we want you to be able to change as quickly. Next, we go through the detailed risk profiler, where after discussion with your client, a profile is put in place to ensure you're both on the same page. Our risk profile combines qualitative and quantitative metrics, which delivers a report that showcases your client's risk tolerance, capacity, and requirement so that you can deliver the right advice every time. We then land on a client's first Wealthbit plan, where we start adding the meat to those bones, asset by asset, in order to see their projected capital over time, resulting in their retirement readiness. Adding assets is easy breezy. Using our range of asset options, applying each new asset provides essential data for their future scenario planning and developing next steps for their future. Certain assets also allow for choosing either specified return rates or asset allocation to give the truest insight into their financial profile. As you add assets, like this new retirement annuity, the quantitative element of the risk profile will change while taking the answers of the original risk questionnaire into account, again ensuring you're building the right profile for the right client every time. Let's plan your client's first new scenario. By just adding 2 assets, you'll see the projections start building in the new scenario, showcasing their desired plan versus their current reality. In this instance, the client is highly unlikely to retire successfully, and you can safely identify, over time, decisions that need to be made in order to fix that to enjoy a safe and secure financial life. Your clients also have the option of creating scenarios to view which decisions will impact their future. Clients can request a review by you, and only you, the advisor, can of course implement any agreed upon decisions. Scenario changes also include adjustments in retirement age, which gives you and your client a real-time response on their future plan. Adjusting contributions in annual savings will also, of course, showcase a real-time view of what their future could look like. Below the projection graph, we have the monthly retirement budget on the left and asset allocation overview on the right, which is a weighted average of all of your clients' added assets, giving a full picture across their asset environment. There's also a very cool notes function for you to add notes over time, so that you never forget any pertinent information or requests the next time you or your client review their profile. Some use it for reminders, and some use it for step-by-step minutes of each meeting. The choice is yours. As people change over time, so does their risk appetite. Our risk profiling option allows you to retake the questionnaire to get a more thorough view of where your client is, or to simply move the risk profile slider up and down in order to either showcase how the changes affect your portfolio or to align it with an external risk profiler, which will then be included in each client's record of advice. The budgeting tool is built up on either a simple budget with a total number, or to really dig deep into a detailed budget to truly identify what current budgets versus at-retirement budget would look like, again giving the right data for the right time. One of our favorite features is the cash flow events. Most people forget to consider big events that could happen over time, from either extra income like the sale of a business, or expenses like buying a new car or a house, or going on holiday twice a year. Factoring these events in will help them see the true reflection of what each of these events will mean and how it will affect their future wealth. These can be allocated as once-off events or recurring, depending on the need. An extra nifty feature is if your client thinks they can spend big after retirement, but doesn't realize that they won't have the finances to support it, the system won't allow those events to be added. which means that if they want those annual ski trips to happen, they'll have to add more assets first to ensure they're planning correctly for a safe and happy retirement. Once you and your client are happy with the new plan, you save and implement the scenario plan, which will date and timestamp it in order to keep tabs of when decisions were made over time. Finally, you'll generate a consolidated report of the new projected plan for your client to view. The PDF report shares the full portfolio value broken down by discretionary and non-discretionary assets, any offshore events they may have in different currencies, and of course all your client's information displayed on the right-hand side, as well as assumptions that have been used within the new scenario projections. The report showcases the capital projection graph in present and projected future value, including the cash flow events, a revised asset allocation overview, and then, very importantly, a linked and unlinked asset list to give you a full picture of where their assets are placed. Linked assets automatically feed into Wealthbit and will show contract numbers, service providers, the underlying funds you're invested in, and of course the values of each. Cash flow events are broken up by income and expenses, so you can see what their risk profile breakdown looks like to give a clear view of their financial focus going forward. And finally, the plan notes are included as well to ensure everyone is on the same page. Thanks so much for watching the Wealthbit walkthrough. As we say time and time again, it's the simplicity that will bring the best results for you and your client, giving you more time, more revenue, and gives you the ability to double your client base. If you'd like to know more or to get a free demo of the platform, email sales@wealthbit.co and we'll get in touch to make some magic. Thanks again.